I'm just thinking, like, are they going to start shitting in a jar?
Oh my God, Rose. Why would you go there? Why would you do that?
Because you said bottle that shit up, and now my mind went there.
Hi, and welcome to the SaVeg Podcast.
I'm Rose, also known as Cheap Lazy Vegan on YouTube.
And I'm Daniel, one of your favorite guest stars on Cheap Lazy Vegan's YouTube channel.
We're two friends who love to talk about the latest trending topics.
So get comfortable and join us while we give our savage take on just about everything.
You are currently listening to the previous episode of this podcast, but if you would like to listen to this week's episode and get some exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/thesavagepodcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the SaVeg Podcast.
Hey guys.
How we doing?
We are doing fan-fucking-tastic.
Daniel's going through some things.
I just have a lot going on right now, guys. I don't want to complain too much, but like
You're moving.
I'm
It's
moving
stressful.
tomorrow. It's just been a very busy weekend.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't had a chance. Like I love my downtime. Like I'm a very social person.
Yeah.
But I also like my downtime, and I just
Yeah.
feel like I haven't had like any downtime.
And you're literally moving tomorrow.
Yes. I'm moving tomorrow, and then I'm also doing this like fitness challenge. So I've been like,
Is that not over?
well, it's over now, but like I'm
Okay.
still going to the classes.
Right. Maybe you
So-
should like take that easy this week.
I know.
And just like not stress yourself out.
Well, I have tomorrow. I luckily have tomorrow off work, so I can move. I can get
That
my.
doesn't count. If
I
You have
know.
to spend the day moving.
Oh God.
Do you have the day off the day after?
No.
Oh. But you have the evening off.
Yes.
Okay. So you take
Yeah.
the evening off. Don't go
Wednesday, I'm
working
not gonna
out.
do anything.
Just chill. Just sleep early. Okay. Maybe take a little bath. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
I like that idea,
Yeah.
Rose. That'd be a sensation.
Anyway,
and then
guys,
and then we're off somewhere soon, aren't we?
we going to Vancouver.
We're going back to Vancouver. Woohoo!
Apparently, we love it there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going there because should we tell them?
Well, because I'm going. Well, I don't know actually. If we should
Okay,
tell
maybe.
them.
Okay, anyway, we're going to Vancouver again.
Yeah.
I had points,
Mhm.
so flight free. Everything's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We're gonna have.
We're just gonna chill.
Yeah, it's gonna be relaxing. We're staying at a really nice hotel, so like we're gonna like dip into the hot tub in the
Yes.
heated pool and just
Like-
do absolutely nothing.
Well, I'm gonna do things, but not
Yeah.
like be pressured to do things. If that makes sense. Like I'll do
Exactly.
things if I want to, but if I just want to chill and sleep in and whatever, then I'll do that.
I think that's the best way to go. Rose.
Yes, exactly.
So
Anyway, so we've got a couple of Patreon shout outs, so we're going to start with that.
All
but
right.
first, should we tell them what the perks are for joining
yes.
the Patreon family?
So guys, if you don't know, check out patreon.com/thesavagepodcast. Now our patrons get a exclusive episode every single month. And what did we talk about this month, Rose?
Oh shit, we talk about dating, sexuality,
Mm-hmm. We talk about
homosexual world.
we get a little bit raw.
Oh, we
and a
do,
little
actually.
we definitely open up a bit more on there because it's an
Yes.
exclusive audience.
It's a very small group. So if you want to
Exactly.
join the small group and listen to us talking about things that we don't normally talk about
Oh, goddamn.
on the public episodes,
Yeah.
then check out our Patreon. Yeah, we get so one extra episode only for the patrons every single month,
And also you get all the episodes a week early, and also it's all ad free, so there's no ads on any of the content that goes onto the Patreon, which is nice. And also you get a shout out as well, like what we're about to
Exactly.
do right this second.
All right, so we want to give thanks to Harm.
And Bella.
Thank you guys so much for joining the family.
Mhm.
And yeah, shall we jump in?
Oh god damn, we gonna jump, we gonna dive
We're
in.
gonna dive right in because oh my god, I have a lot to talk about.
Do you actually?
The Oscars.
Oh god.
I have so many opinions.
Oh, god damn.
I wish sometimes I wish people could hear, like everyone could hear our opinions right away.
Mm-hmm.
But all the patrons get the episodes like the day after we record.
One thing I did want to say though, guys, before we jump into things.
Oh god.
No, it's nothing bad,
Oh,
but
okay.
something weird is happening with Spotify.
Oh right.
Yeah, and then we just want to like, because normally,
case.
yeah, in case you guys didn't see the episode on Spotify or it's a little bit late, for some reason, our last episode, it's still not on Spotify.
Yeah, no, it's so weird.
It seems to be there's like something wrong with their like link or their
Yeah.
whatever.
So we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're also on like Apple Podcasts,
Yeah, we're on
or iTunes or
podcasts.
whatever.
Yeah, we're on Google
So,
Play. We're on
exactly. So
we're on
listen to
everything.
us somewhere else if
Yeah.
like one of the platforms isn't synced.
Hopefully Spotify gets your shit
Yeah,
together.
get your shit together, Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Oscars.
Oh god damn.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts?
Okay, well, first of all, I want to ask you.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, I'm sure at this point, literally everyone knows. And again, I'm so sorry that this is a week later. So this is like old news for a lot of people. But if you joined Patreon, guys, then you would have listened to this, in a timely fashion.
Exactly.
But basically, there was like a moment in the Oscars where Chris Rock, who is like I guess he was the host.
Yeah.
And he said some like, I guess, insensitive joke about Will Smith's wife, which her name is Jada Pinkett or something.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And he made a joke about the fact that she like doesn't have hair, but it turns out that she actually has some kind of medical condition.
Yeah, like alopecia or whatever.
Yeah, which I don't know what it is, but I guess she has a medical condition which causes her to not have hair or she has to shave it off.
It was weird when I first watched it because I watched the clip, right? And at first I was like, I didn't get the joke.
I didn't get it, and I still don't. Okay, he said like G.I. Jane or something.
Yeah, because basically in G.I. Jane, the original movie, so it starred Demi Moore, and in the film, she iconically shaves her hair.
Oh, I see.
So I think it was like a joke to be like, hey, I can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2.
Oh,
or
I
G.I.
see.
whatever.
Right. Yeah, I didn't really get it either.
Yeah, I was just like, because I was watching it, right? And this is before I like read more about it. So I watched it and I was like, he's like, yeah, I'm excited to see the sequel, G.I. Jane 2. And I thought like she was legitimately in a sequel. So I was like, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden Will Smith gets up on stage and punches him in the face.
Yeah, he gets up on stage, punches him in the face.
Yeah.
And then he starts yelling. And apparently in the US like live version of this, they like silenced the mics. So like people didn't see or hear what Will Smith said. But in other countries like Australia, they didn't silence it or something. Okay.
I just saw him and he was like, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth.
Yeah. So he started yelling that. That part was apparently silenced in the US. But yeah, he started yelling, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. And then it was like really awkward and everyone's like, holy shit, what the fuck just happened? And then Chris Rock is like, that was the greatest moment of television.
I know,
trying to
he
like
was
break the awkwardness.
Yeah.
So my question to you, was that real or was it fake?
Oh, god damn.
Yeah, you didn't hear people were speculating?
No, I didn't even know this was a speculation. I thought it was real. But I'm
Well-
also naive and just think everything's real. So
Okay, so you want to know what I think?
you think it was a publicity stunt?
I think it was a stunt. I think I think it's a minority opinion, but
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that it was a stunt. So I have a few reasons.
Okay, let's hear them.
Let me
Let's hear
just
them.
lay out the reasons.
Lay out the reasons.
So
Lay it
I
on
was
us.
Like, I was like you. When I first watched it, for the first little bit, I was like, I didn't even think it was like fake, right?
Yeah.
Because like if it's fake, honestly, fucking Oscars to both of them, okay?
Yeah.
Like they were, Anyway, so I didn't think at all. I was like, oh, like I didn't even think it was fake, okay? But then I was like marinating, the thoughts were marinating.
As you do.
And I was like, wait a minute. Like, it just is hard to believe. First of all, there's many reasons why. First of all, the Oscars. This is what I'm assuming, a multi-million-dollar, show. Okay. It costs a lot of money to do a show like this. And there's a lot of planning, a lot of scripts that go into this. It's just hard for me to believe that they would just let someone, even if it's Will Smith, just walk up on stage, like, without a script or anything. And like, is there no security? Like, is there nobody?
Well, Rose, I'd like to direct your attention to the time that Kanye West went up on stage and like snatched that award out of Taylor Swift's hand. Do you remember? Do you think that was a publicity stunt?
Well, now I'm thinking everything's a publicity stunt.
Damn.
Because honestly, after I started thinking this was a publicity stunt, I started thinking, oh my God, what about the time, like a few years ago, when they wrongfully announced La La Land as the winner, and it was Moonlight?
Moonlight, yeah.
I'm sorry. Now I'm thinking that was also a publicity stunt.
Mm.
How do you wrongfully announce the Best Picture award? And this always just happens to happen in like the biggest award show on planet Earth.
Well, you know what, actually?
Do you see kind of why?
Yeah, because you know what? Look at how many people are talking about the Oscars now.
Exactly. This is my point. Because the Oscars used to be very, very, very popular. And I'm not saying it's not popular anymore, but it's died in terms of viewership.
Yeah.
Not died, but compared to what it was before. It's definitely gone down because people just don't watch TV anymore the same way that we used to. And, we have the internet. There's a lot more other distractions.
Exactly.
So,
and the Oscars used to be a big thing. The Oscars,
huge.
like Oscar night, everyone would talk about it at work and everyone would get super excited and, families would have like pizza night and watch the Oscars. Like it was huge. But it's just like not really like
exactly.
I don't
and
even
how
know
many
anyone that
times
watches the Oscars
did this
anymore.
crazy shit happen during those times when it was already big fucking viewership? So I'm assuming that lately now that, you know, viewership's gone down, they need to create a buzz. They need to create notoriety. Literally no one, like everyone is talking about this right now.
Yeah.
So we would not be talking about the Oscars, at least not nearly, like we probably would barely discuss it today.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that situation. So it is very difficult for me to believe that that happened just, and also, so that's reason number one. I think it's fake. Reason number two, Will Smith won Best Actor afterwards. Buddy is about to win an award or potentially win an award. He's nominated for Best Actor. And I heard that was his first Oscar win. I'm thinking to myself, what kind of person, when they're about to win Best Picture in international television,
goes up and
go up? I know some people can be unhinged, but come on. This is not his first rodeo. He's been in award shows for, I don't know, probably 20 plus years. This man is a famous man. He's been around for a long time. You're going to go up on stage. Yeah, it was not a tasteful joke, but like it was not but they make jokes like this. He's been to the Oscar. He's been to these shows before. They always make fun of people in the audience. I get it. Maybe it was distasteful. But to walk up on stage, knowing that there's cameras everywhere, people are watching this all over the world, and punching a man in the face, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Because I never thought of that.
But now I'm like, literally, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, so when they wrongfully announced La La Land, again, everyone talked about it the next day. Okay, how do you announce what kind of idiots are running the show?
This is true.
That you are literally announcing the wrong winner for Best Picture of all awards. Okay.
Interesting, because I mean, just further to this, I'm like reading this article while I was reading this article about it, and they were talking about like how the drama between Will Smith and Chris Rock went from like before. There's like history there, and he's made several like not tasteful jokes about Jada and Will Smith. Okay, like one of them was like, I guess one year, I guess he says Rock declared so that I guess the Smiths, as well as Black director Spike Lee, went mad over the issue as there were no Black acting nominees that year, and I guess they boycotted the 1 year. And he just said his joke was, Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. He said during his opening monologue, I wasn't invited.
Oh shit.
So he's definitely been poking fun at them, but like I think you're right, and also it's saying, I guess, Chris Rock is not pressing charges against Will Smith.
That's the thing,
which makes it even more sus.
Exactly. I'm sorry. I mean, I can see why he wouldn't. I feel like he's like a guy that doesn't really take things too seriously.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like unless something proves otherwise, I am very much willing to believe that it is not real.
What would it take for you to believe that it's real, Rose?
If he gets, like, if there's charges against him, or I don't know, like, I don't think we'll ever find out. So we can all just speculate. Let us know down below what you think. There was another reason why. Again, I'm thinking, let's think about how many times in these big, gigantic, internationally watched shows that something crazy happened. Wrong winner at the Oscars, and that was relatively recent. Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, Super Bowl boob. Do you think that was real or fake?
I don't know.
I'm like, that one, I'm like almost 100% convinced it has to be fake.
Yeah.
There's just no way. I'm sorry. You are again, this isn't some random show. How many times has Janet Jackson accidentally revealed her boob?
Once. No, actually, I don't know.
Like, how many shows
has it been more times?
I don't know. Maybe I want to know. If you guys have a stat, let me know.
Yeah.
This is the Super Bowl. Okay.
And we're talking about seasoned performers as well, right? Like, it's not like there's
very much rehearsed.
Yeah.
Either it's like staged or someone did something with her, which was kind of fucked up if that happened.
Yeah.
Like if someone like messed with her wardrobe. But it's just hard for me to believe that was, again, Super Bowl. Huge show. They know everyone's watching. You know? Yeah. Like, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me because it's Hollywood.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
Shit goes down all the time.
That's very true. You know, it's like we don't know, and also because none of us are invited. Well, I don't know. Maybe some of our listeners are, famous celebrities that are invited.
Yeah. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I could totally be wrong.
But none of us are invited. And you're right. Like all of these award shows and stuff, they're like madly rehearsed. Like, I remember there was that whole controversy about the Britney Spears performance of Give Me More at the MTV.
What happened?
This was like a long time ago where
Right.
she went out in like a star-spangled bikini and like really bad messy hair and like was like basically
looking
people,
disheveled.
yeah, and people were like so mean to her. Like looking back at that, so I think that was in 2007 during like her
Right.
whole like
Her kind of like
yeah, tough time. And it was not funny, but it was like looking back, so many people were like, oh, she's like so overweight and like how could she wear
Right.
this skimpy bikini? But like actually she looks really good.
Oh, that's like another issue. Like
Yeah.
back then, everyone like if you weren't like stick thin, everyone thought you were like super fat.
Yeah, and the thing is though, people were like, because she looked really like, I guess, not into the performance,
Right.
but like, and people were like, oh, you know, she didn't rehearse, she didn't practice. And then there's video footage now that's come out that's like everything of the entire performance was rehearsed on the actual stage. Like they all practice there and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's not like they just go the day of and are like,
Of
bro,
course.
you know. So
Exactly. There's rehearsals.
Yeah.
Okay. I bet you all the jokes. This is, again, we're talking about Oscars. Okay. This isn't a YouTube award show. This is the Oscars.
yeah,
There is a lot of shit. Like they need to make sure it is like, I don't know. Like I'm sure there's like rules and everything. Okay. They're not going to just let random people just go up there and say
Punch
whatever
someone in the
jokes.
face.
Exactly. I don't know. It's hard for me to believe. Although I will say if it was fake, the acting was really good.
Yeah.
And the one thing that might convince me that it was real is the fact that like afterwards when Will Smith, again, won Best Actor, when he was like doing his speech, like he was like crying a lot. I don't know if I didn't watch the whole speech. I watched like little snippets, but he was like crying a lot. And it that seemed genuine, or
yeah.
maybe
But you
he's,
remember
like,
he is an actor.
true. He's a very good actor.
There you go.
True, he just
So-
won Best Actor. I don't know.
Exactly,
And he was
like-
like, I'm a fierce defender of my family and blah, 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 blah.
He also posted an apology on Instagram.
Did he?
Yeah.
What did it say?
He basically said, so this was like the next day.
Sure. And
But again,
in the
this could all be
Oscars,
publicity,
he did,
right?
Yeah, he didn't even apologize to Chris Rock. He was
I
just
know.
like, "Oh, I want to read this." Okay, so in the Oscars, he did say, "I want to apologize to the Academy, to my like fellow nominees." That's what he said.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
So his
let's read
apology
this.
on Instagram, he said, violence in all its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I'm embarrassed, and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness.
I would also like to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, and all the attendees and everyone watching around the world. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. I am a work in progress. Sincerely, Will. Interesting. I don't know. I'm torn, but I'm definitely leaning toward it's fake as fuck.
Yeah.
And also another show where something crazy happened. Miss Universe or Miss whatever pageant. Again, a show that people used to watch a lot, but no longer is very relevant. But a few years ago, remember, like Steve Harvey or whatever, he said the wrong name. Again, wrong name.
Yeah. I think you're right, though. I think if you think about it, and we could be wrong, guys, like who knows?
How do you say the wrong name?
True. Because it's on a piece of paper. You just have to read the paper.
Yes. He said, oh, I accidentally read the winner
Runner-up.
as the runner-up or something. But I'm
what
like, you haven't been trained on this, bitch.
And also, it would specifically say.
Exactly. I'm sorry.
So-
No, now I'm thinking, again, I believed it at the time.
Yeah.
But now I'm like rolling through all these like things. I'm like, again, a big ceremony. I do want to know, how many times does this happen in smaller shows and smaller ceremonies?
This is the thing. I think you have a really good point in a sense that like a lot of these shows and all shows in general, you know that saying like no publicity is bad publicity?
Yes.
Like they want to be talked about. They want something controversial to happen
Yeah.
or, you know, because you're right. These are used to be, and the Oscars is still pretty big, but it's like, it wasn't like the way it used to be,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's definitely on the decline, if you know what I mean. Like
Oh,
it's like less and less
100%.
people are like really realizing the importance, or they're not the importance, but like they're just not valuing the Oscars as much as they used to. And same with
Right.
the Academy Awards, all of this stuff. It's like I can't remember what the one is for music, but like the
Grammys?
the Grammys, all of that stuff. It's on the decline, right? And so that does make sense. I don't know. Like
You're torn.
I'm really torn.
Yeah.
Like a part of me, wants to believe that it's real. Not
Yeah.
wants to believe, but just
Right.
like, you know, because then it's like, I mean, but you're right. It's TV. Like it's entertainment. It's supposed to be even the award shows are meant to be some level of entertainment for us. So it's not like real, you know, it's even like reality TV. Like nothing that we're watching is really real, you know, like, so.
I don't know, man. I just don't believe it. And also they just like, what, like they just, and they filmed him after the fact, right? When he was like yelling at him, they still kept, the cameras were on them.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Like, I feel like if it was like some crazy thing that happened, they would like maybe not show him in his unhinged state. Or maybe they thought in that moment, if it did happen in real life, they were like, oh shit, this is gold. So maybe that happened.
Yeah.
Who knows? I just like have a hard time believing that they would just let him, even if it's Will Smith, walk on stage unplanned. I don't know. Maybe they thought they were just going to be like, I don't know what they thought. It's the Oscar. I don't know. Anyone familiar with the Oscars?
Oh, God damn.
I don't know, man. It's hard for me to believe. And then the fact that he was also nominated for Best Actor. And the thing is, when this happened, like this is live TV, right? And nowadays, people know that there's Twitter, there's TikTok. People are posting this shit live, like as it's happening. That's how I found out. So while the show was still happening, they're posting this. So what's going to happen? You watch this shit, like this crazy shit go down on TikTok or Twitter. And then you're going to be like, oh shit, I got to watch the Oscars now.
Yeah.
Because he's nominated for Best Picture. I want to see if he wins. I want to see what happens.
Be interesting to see if their ratings went up after that, or like the amount of people watching went up after that happened.
I 100% believe that they did.
Trust and believe.
And that could be millions of dollars.
Well, yeah, because then the ad revenue and everything is going to go up.
I'm just saying. Guys, nothing is pure. I'm telling you. Okay?
Nothing is pure in this world. Nothing is
pure.
innocent.
Nothing is innocent. It's all fake. It's Hollywood. It's the fakest place on earth.
This is true. You make an excellent point, Rose.
I know. I'm very convincing. So let me know, guys.
You are convincing sometimes.
Did I convince any of you? Because I literally was like sitting in my, like, I was like laying in bed just thinking like, oh my God, it's all fake. It's all fake. And I just convinced myself more and more.
Did you have an edible or something, Rose? Is that
No.
what was causing you to think about this?
No, I was completely sober. That's the thing.
Yeah. Honestly, guys, actually, I would be interested. Like, leave your comments in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on this?
Maybe we'll have more info by next week.
Yeah, we might. Ooh. Was it fake? Do you think it was fake? Do you think it was real? Why or why not? Like, I want to get a conversation going here, guys, because I'm on the fence. I want some people to convince me.
Yeah.
Convince me that it was either fake or real.
Or try to convince me the otherwise too, you know?
Exactly. Well, Rose is on one camp. I'm sitting on the actual fence itself.
Yeah, you're on the
about
fence.
to fall on either direction. So you can help us with this conundrum, because it's a very interesting angle, Rose. God damn. Be thoughtful as hell sometimes.
I know, right? I'd be smart as hell. Watch, it's like so real. Watch, he gets like charged tomorrow.
If he does get charged, then I'm going to start to believe that it's real. Like if there's criminal charges brought against him, I'm like, okay.
What famous actor gets actually criminal? I mean, they might get criminally charged, but they spend like a day in jail.
This is true.
And then like 2 weeks probation. It's not crazy.
It'd be crazy.
Oh shit, mother.
So.
Oh, I heard about this.
Yeah.
Wait, did I hear about this? I thought it was a younger person. Anyway, okay.
So basically, guys, and the reason this story like caught my eye, because I don't know about you guys, but like, okay, back when I was growing up, okay, and I don't know if I think they still do them, but like a lot of the malls in Canada, they have like these massive parking lots.
Okay.
And what they'll do, like not necessarily the malls, but like little, like, you know, where there's big parking lots, they will set up like mini amusement parks.
Right.
Where they'll have like all kinds. I remember they used to have one at like the Deerfoot Mall, and then there was one at like, there used to be a Zellers by 64th, and there was a big parking lot. It's Superstore now, but they used to set up like, they would set up like rides, all kinds of stuff, right?
Why don't I remember this?
Don't know, Rose.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of rides. So
I used to love going on like this one ride called the Zipper. Like I was like obsessed. But looking back,
you like scary rides, like roller coasters and shit.
I used to.
Oh, interesting.
But the thing is, and even looking back at that time, I remember even when I was like younger going to these amusement parks, I was always just like, you know, it's kind of scary that they've built these rides in like a day for people to ride, and like they're portable. Like that freaks me the fuck out.
But I think there are a lot of them because like they're carnivals, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of these carnivals are portable.
Yeah.
Like I think they have it in like Toronto too. Like they have like I don't know what it's called. But
it's called oh my God, what is it called?
something. It starts with a C.
It's weird. It's like
like it only comes like in the summer. They like set it up.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
I went when I was in Toronto.
Yeah. So yeah, it is kind of crazy. I think the whole concept is very crazy.
And I just think because like it's different when you go to an amusement park because like those rides have been like engineered and they've been not saying that the other ones haven't, but like they've been constructed and sometimes they take like a long time to construct these and like really like make them sturdy. Whereas these like portable ones, I'm like, you know, they like rattle and I'm like probably a screw falls out. You know, like I don't even know. You know, like and so I saw this article. And basically, I guess a young boy, only 14 years old, dies after falling from a thrill ride in Orlando.
Was this the one where people filmed it? Like someone was falling? Because I remember hearing about a story. It has to be the same story. There can't, because it was very recent as well.
Yeah.
I didn't watch, obviously, I did not watch that video. That would be fucking traumatizing. But I heard it must be the same story.
Yeah, it probably is. A 14-year-old boy, I guess he fell to his death at night from a 430-foot tall ride at an amusement park.
This is why I do not ride scary rides.
Oh, God. Apparently, what had happened was like he like they had like
video recorded.
Oh God.
Circulating on social media. Come on, people. What is wrong with humanity? Why would you post that and share that on social media?
I know, it's so
like I'm sorry, that's so fucked up. Imagine being that kid's like family and having that kind of video shared
and having their
like,
seeing their
seeing
their son like drop to his death.
Like, how can people do shit like this?
It's bad.
I don't know. Like, that's so fucked. Anyway, that makes me so mad. Anyway, continue.
So basically what had happened in this ride, I guess they're still investigating exactly how this happened because they were like tested it and they're supposed to be secure and whatever else. But I guess he like slipped out of his harness.
God.
On the ride. Could you imagine like what was going through his head? Like
God, it honestly freaks me out.
I know. And I've been on a lot of rides and like every single time I'm like, oh my God, imagine if this like just comes open.
Literally, oh God, seriously. Humans, we have a death wish, okay?
Oh my God.
So the ride holds 30 passengers. Is this one of those like the things that you talked about, like those portable amusement parks?
No. I think this is like a theme park that's like there all
it's like
the
an
time.
actual thing. Okay. It says the ride holds 30 passengers as it rises in the air, rotates around the tower, then tilts to face the ground before free falling at more than 75 miles per hour.
Holy fucking hell.
I will never. Here's the thing. I am very afraid of rides, if I haven't made myself clear already.
You have.
But like, I just, even if I don't think about the safety, I just don't like the way it feels. I don't like the free fall feeling, that feeling in your stomach.
When your stomach goes like this?
I know people love it and I will never understand. That's like literally to me, that's torture.
Yeah.
So I've never liked roller coasters. People say that I seem like someone that would love a roller coaster.
Do they?
Yeah. Everyone is
Based on
shocked.
what?
I don't know, because I'm kind of like, I don't know, I have red hair and I'm a bit crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe like I'm not like, I don't seem shy, I guess. Maybe that's like the perception.
Yeah.
But I've always been so scared of like roller coasters and anything. Like I'm like a merry-go-round type of girl.
Yeah. Or like the swings. Would you go on the swings?
Which ones are the swings?
The swings that are
the ones that like go around. Yes, I do the swings. I can do the swings.
Yeah.
I can do sometimes the dizzy ones. I can handle dizzy a little bit. But I cannot do like roller coasters, fucking fear drop, whatever it's called. This.
I know.
And now we have another reason why I will never do this.
Yeah. Well, and apparently in 2020, a 21-year-old worker fell to his death at the same theme park while conducting a daily safety check on a different ride. People be dying at these theme parks, guys.
Y'all, what is wrong with this theme park?
I don't know.
I do want to know the stats of how many people like die from like roller coasters. Shall we look it up?
I know. Well, I don't know. But I remember, you know how West Ed has like, I think it used to have a roller coaster.
West Edmonton Mall?
I don't know if it still has
Yeah,
the roller coaster,
they have like a theme
guys.
park inside.
Inside the mall, yeah. And it had a roller coaster in there, and the roller coaster like is like really crazy. And I think a couple years, like this was a long time ago, one of the roller coaster cars like just came off the track.
Oh yeah, I remember. Did someone die?
I think so, probably.
Oh my
if I had to
God.
guess.
Oh, this is very interesting.
So the 1986 roller coaster killed 3 people in West Edmonton Mall.
Oh shit!
Because they apparently just like came off the tracks.
Oh my God, you guys. Here's the thing, okay? We're talking about things that human beings have built. There's always going to be a risk.
Always.
Yeah. Okay, here's some stats. This is interesting. From 1987 to 2000, okay? So many years, over 10 years.
Yeah.
There were an estimated 4.5 amusement ride related deaths per year, okay?
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. From 1990 to 2000, this is in the US. 1990 to 2004, there were 52 deaths associated with amusement park rides. So that totals to about 3.7. Okay. And then between every day from May through September in each year between 1990 to 2000 had an average of 20 injuries by amusement park guests under 18. Okay, this is not really like giving me much, but either way, I guess it's not crazy. That's not like a crazy amount.
It's not, considering how many people go to amusement parks.
Yeah. So thank God it's not crazy. Yeah. But that's so like, oh God, I just like feel so bad for him.
I know.
Like imagine.
Oh, you're just there to have fun. And then...
no, God, I'm just trying to imagine like how scared he must have been at that moment. Like
slipping out of the ride and just falling, free falling.
Honestly, like that. I can't. I actually cannot. And I cannot believe someone fucking filmed it and circulated it
on the internet.
Who is sharing that shit?
Oh my God.
I don't know. Like that's fucked.
That's why I do always get scared, and I'm always like there's some rides where the harness, like I just even, and I'm a big guy, and I'm like, even the harness, I feel like I'm like, I could slip through this. I feel like.
Yeah. Like it's scary.
Yeah.
And you just don't know. These are just like, I don't know. Like people die from like, like bungee jumping and shit.
Yeah. You hear about these rides too that they get like stuck upside down for a while.
Oh my God. Yeah. For like hours.
Yeah. And people are just stuck up. Could you imagine, Rose?
Like I would die like just from like anxiety and like.
Oh my God.
Like,
I would be so stressed. And apparently I think I've heard of instances, like I don't know where this was, but I heard of instances where they had to like climb up to the roller coaster and they had to like get people out of the roller coaster and down. As they're upside down. Like imagine how scared you'd be. You're like, I'm gonna fall. Like what the?
I cannot. I will never understand.
So Rose, are we gonna go to Canada's Wonderland and ride all the rides and roller coasters?
I'll go and eat the cotton candy and play little games. I will ride the Ferris wheel.
I actually did a really scary ride when I was in Vietnam. And
okay.
It was no, it was like what was it? It was almost like a toboggan, but it was on a metal track.
Okay.
And it goes basically down this hill, and you go down, and it's like you're just in this little toboggan, and you're supposed to like pull the brake as well. Like you're in control of the brake.
Okay.
And they're like, don't go too fast. Like you're supposed to keep the thing like at a good speed. And I was like freaking out the whole time. I was like, oh my God, I don't want this thing to like come off the tracks.
So it can easily come off the tracks.
Well, I don't think it easily can, but if you go too fast, you can run into trouble. And they're leaving people in control of that shit.
I swear, and like in some places in Asia, man, it's just like a how do you say?
Free for all?
Yeah, free for all.
Honestly, I thought this as well, but not so much in Asia. Well, a little bit in Asia, but when I was traveling through Central America, me and my friends, we would go on these like random tours, and I'm not even kidding you. One of the scariest, but kind of most interesting tour I went on. We were in this place in Guatemala called Samuk Champey.
Okay.
Which is like this beautiful like waterfall area, and you can like go into these like caves. So me and my friend booked this cave tour, and it was just me and her and this guy that didn't speak English. And we're going through this cave, and I'm not even kidding you. At one point, we were like holding candles, swimming through water. And then there was like some weird waterfall and a rickety bamboo ladder that you had to climb up with no harness, nothing. As water's like cascading down this side. It's so slippery. You're holding this fucking candle. I was like, oh my God. And we get to this part, and this was like the scariest part.
Oh, that's not the scary part? Okay.
And then I remember like the whole time we were there, we were just like, safety is not a concern here.
Yeah.
we get to this spot where all of the water, so imagine you're in this like kind of, we were like crawling on our hands and knees at this point, and all this water was like gushing into this black hole, right? And the guy's like, you're gonna jump down this black hole. And I was like, no, I'm not. And my friend was in front of me. She turned back with like sheer terror in his eyes, and her eyes, and the guide was like, jump down. And he's like, whatever you do, immediately swim to the left, because there's some really sharp rocks on the right. So you have to like go through this like thing, and as you're holding a candle as well, you want to try to keep the candle, and you have to swim to the side.
And you made it out.
We did make it out.
Oh my God.
But me and my friend were like, I'm like, that would not pass in Canada.
Oh,
like,
no.
that would
There's
never
no
be a
way
thing.
in hell.
Like,
I feel like, certain countries, like, not to be like, judgmental or anything, but there's definitely certain countries where it's like maybe it's corruption, like corruption is very dangerous for a lot of reasons. And one of the reasons is like safety laws are like kind of ignored. Even in like Korea, there's a lot of instances where like people die because safety codes weren't followed and things like that.
Yeah.
So like these things happen, and it's like that's so fucking scary.
Oh my God, it's bad. Well, and also sometimes it's just people like some countries have safety things in place,
but they just don't follow it,
or people don't follow. I remember I got a really good picture when I was in Australia of there's this place called the 12 Apostles. Yeah. Which is like these like weird rocks that jut out, and there's like one of them is like this weird rock bridge. It's kind of close to this whole area. And there's big signs everywhere that's like, do not go onto these rocks because the water like it basically, some of the bridges had fallen and stuff. Like it's just a dangerous place to be on. And so I took a picture where you can see the sign, and in the background you see like a bunch of people taking selfies out there. And I'm like,
I know.
You know?
Yeah. These things happen a lot.
Yeah.
Like people want to take selfies, and then so many people die from like taking selfies in like very dangerous situations.
Yeah.
So, oh my God.
Be
like
scary as all hell in tarnation.
Seriously. Like it's just crazy. Like one little thing, your life could be over.
Yeah. And that's what's scary, guys.
Yeah.
So that's why I think, you know, obviously you have to take it in moderation. Like you can't live your life in fear.
Of course.
But I do think that you should take appropriate risks.
Appropriate risks, and try to be careful in those situations.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's certain things where I'm like, maybe you shouldn't do that. Like, but anyway, I guess live your life, guys. Live your life.
Oh my God. Honestly, I feel so bad for this kid.
I know. It's sad.
He just wanted to have a nice, fun time at I don't know.
So this brings us to my next story.
I'm sorry, Daniel. What kind of research you doing?
I wanted some fun stuff. We always talk about fucking depressing. Well, I guess that last story was really sad.
Okay, let's talk about this story.
But first, before we get into the story, I do want to ask: is this, you know, when is it appropriate? But like, obviously, we all fart. It's part of life. You know, it's something that we do. So, is there a period of time that you allow before you're comfortable farting in front of your partner, or will you just never do it?
No, I people do it.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it just depends on like your relationship and how close you are, and how like confident and like just. It depends on your personality too. Like some people are like a lot more shy, you know, and some people are a little bit more like whatever. So. How long would you wait? It's so awkward. Why is it so awkward?
I don't know.
And like, I don't know, guys. My farts are it's silent but deadly.
It's all the lentils, you know?
Yeah, it's all that fiber.
It's all that fiber.
But like, I've been told I fart a lot in my sleep, so.
Really?
Is that true? We've slept in the same hotel room many times.
That's true, but usually I'm fast asleep. So
that's true. You can't hear over your snoring.
Well, usually the thing is, I'm one of those really annoying people that like I fall asleep like instantly. So like
my head, so annoying.
My head hits the pillow and I'm just like,
oh my God, you're literally so annoying.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to like just slap you right now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But not always. Like last night, for example, I was having the worst sleep.
So you tossed and turned for 10 minutes?
No, I was up quite late last night.
So you're stressed out.
I'll be stressed as hell. There'll be lots going on. But anyways.
Okay, wait, we didn't even read the title.
I know. So guys, I guess there was a Brazilian songstress, Viviana de Queiroz
Pereira. I'm so sorry, guys. That was probably so bad.
Yeah, she was hospitalized after her reluctance to fart in front of her significant other, which resulted in a dangerous gas buildup.
This can't be a real story.
She detailed her...
This cannot be a real story. Why is it on... She's too embarrassed to fart in front of her partner, but
She posted on Instagram, which has since disappeared from her feed.
Is this like real story?
I think
it's
so.
New York Post. It must be real.
It must be.
Okay, so it says... Okay, I'm sorry. I can't take this seriously. I woke up at 5:30 a.m. with severe stomach pains and ended up in the hospital. It included photos of the 27-year-old superstar in the medical facility as seen as screenshots, blah, blah, blah. It said because she wasn't on farting terms. Oh, wait. It started after she refused to let her rip because she wasn't on farting terms with her
boyfriend.
Is it April Fool's? No, it's not. Okay. I can't.
You're right. Actually, this is like kind of crazy though. Like she's too embarrassed to
fart in front of her boyfriend, but then will post it on social media.
Yeah, but some people just post everything on social media.
But then your boyfriend, doesn't he follow your social media? Wouldn't he know that?
He's gonna find out. If he didn't know then, he knows now, Rose. That's for true.
Doesn't she know? Also, this is money. You know, just like it's a waste of money. You know, she could have farted in the jar.
Like, well, this is what
sold it for thousands.
This was going to be my point. Is why are you wasting a precious resource? Yeah. You should bottle that shit up and sell it. You could make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Literally.
And then you'd end up in the hospital for farting too much.
Now that you say it, now I'm thinking like maybe the next thing is like, this is so disgusting. I'm so sorry, guys. If you're eating, please stop now for a second. I'm just thinking like, are they going to start shitting in a jar?
Oh my God, Rose. Why would you go there? Why would you do
Because you said
that?
bottle that shit up, and now my mind went there.
I didn't mean literally bottle that shit up, okay? It's a figure of expression.
I don't know. You know what? It starts with the fart, Daniel.
Oh my God.
It always starts with the fart. What's the next step?
Well, and you know what? At least
Have you not seen Two Girls, One Cup?
I haven't. But you're right. You know what? Actually, you know what? As disgusting as it is, Rose. You know, if you had a fart in a jar and you opened it, this smell would leave, right? Whereas if you had Whereas if you had a shit in a jar, that stink is staying with you, Rose.
Oh my God. Oh, I can't.
I know what I'm getting you for your birthday.
You need an extra large jar for yours.
Oh
my God, you guys, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
If you gagged, you're not the only one, okay? Okay, guys, we were rudely interrupted by GarageBand. I think GarageBand could not take our disgusting conversation any longer.
GarageBand was having a difficult time.
Anyway.
Really was. And was like, you know.
That is enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Anyway, so that's that story.
Oh my God.
Very interesting.
Dear
so,
God.
ladies, or gentlemen, if you are afraid to fart, but you have stomach issues, go to the bathroom and just fart, okay?
Exactly.
It is not worth going to the hospital for.
Exactly. And I used to, you know what, I did used to always say that. Like sometimes if I accidentally farted and someone's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'd be like, well, you know what, guys? If I held it in, I would die. And this is proof. I would end up in the hospital. Yeah. So next time I'm going to be like, you know what? If I didn't do this, I would explode.
Yeah.
So, you know, all of these things are natural parts of our bodily function and you can be respectful. And if you need to fart, just go outside.
Yeah. And you can make a joke out of it. It can be cute.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, unless they smell like yours, Rose.
Oh God, yes, we do have to talk about this
Oh
one.
my God, this is so. And I didn't call this, but you know how we talked about basically we had the Texas law about abortion come through, then we recently had the Florida law,
right?
And it's like people are really freaking out because it's becoming like a domino effect in the States,
right?
So now
it's Oklahoma.
Yeah. So the thing is, Oklahoma has put forward a bill. It's not passed yet. It still has. I don't know how U.S. works, but I guess this bill. So it's been voted on, and the bill has to go to the state Senate, and then they decide. And if it gets signed into like a law,
sure,
then it takes effect immediately. What are we talking about, guys? You know, if the Texas law wasn't bad enough that says it bans abortions after 6 weeks, Florida, I think they've dropped theirs to like 12 weeks now.
Okay.
Or 16, I can't remember. And now Oklahoma is saying no.
Like none?
They're banning all abortions unless it's necessary for saving a pregnant person's life.
What? Like literally, why are we going backwards?
I have no idea.
This is like so bad.
It does feel like this sense of like regression. Like I'm like,
Bitch,
what is even happening?
First of all, oh my God, I don't even know why we're just like, I'm honestly like very shocked that we even have to discuss this in 2022. Like, I don't understand. Listen, unless you're willing to adopt all these fucking children, what are you like? What's the plan?
I know this is what's so frustrating is like you can't say to somebody, okay, you're not allowed to do something which is going to result in something else. And then that something else happens to be, you know, it's a lot of like work. It's a lot of strain. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of resources. It can really impact that person's life and yet offer them like limited support when that actually happens.
Not even any support at all, more like.
Yeah. And it's like, I just don't get.
It's absolutely crazy.
You know what is crazy to me? And I mentioned this last time when we talked about this.
Yeah.
Literally, that means like people are discussing this in like places that make laws. They're sitting around a table and deciding and saying, hey guys, when do we think it's appropriate for someone to get an abortion?
Instead of talking about maybe increasing, you know, literally anything else. Yeah. They could talk about, Social Security. Okay. Yeah. For single women, maybe, you know,
maybe they could look at
single mothers. I mean,
yeah. Or even I'm just talking like, this is like, it's an issue, but what I'm saying is like, it's a non-issue in a sense that we shouldn't even be looking into this or talking about this. Like this should just be like whatever. Like not the fact that it's banned, but people should just be allowed to have the abortions. Yes. What I feel like government and lawmakers need to be focusing on is some of the real crises that we're fucking having right now around homelessness, climate change, huge increases of poverty. Like these are real issues that actually need people to brainstorm and think about, not deciding, when is it appropriate for somebody to get an abortion? When are we going to make it illegal? Like, fuck you.
Yeah, literally.
Seriously.
I can't believe it. I just can't. Why? Like, why?
I don't know.
What are you going to do with all these people that are like all these potential teenagers that, you know?
Well, and you know, time or not time, but like we've seen that, you know, these places that do get increased like abortion laws and stuff, it doesn't prevent people from having abortions.
Right.
It just means that they're going to.
I heard a crazy theory.
Okay, let's hear it.
Some people believe this. I don't know, like, I don't know. Like, I'll just tell you. I'll just tell you the theory. I could believe it potentially. So apparently, the majority of people that get abortions are white people. So the theory is apparently black people don't get abortions. Maybe because a lot of black people are like religious. I don't know. That's my only speculation. I have no idea. Yeah. So apparently in America anyways, most people that get abortions are white. Yeah. And because they want to preserve the white race and have more white people around, they don't want to abort no more white babies. That's what I heard. But maybe that sounds a little far-fetched. I'm not sure. Yeah. But I wouldn't put anything past, you know, some racists out there, you know? Yeah.
I mean, it's just
I know. It's crazy. I don't even know what to say because it's just.
But this is the sad thing. It's like, again, this is why so many people were up in arms about Texas passing that law, because it does.
It's a trickle.
It is a trickle. And also, like, again, these laws, like the way that the law works, and again, I have limited understanding of it, guys, but like the way that a law works is like, you know, any settlements or like cases form precedent for the next case. Yeah. Right. So like if you have a case like, and you can use like arguments as to another case that won, for example, against other people, and like this whole like abortion thing and having people, you know, having these laws passed, it creates a precedent for other, you know, jurisdictions and other states to say, hey, look at what Texas is doing, or let's implement something similar, you know, like, and there's precedent for it because they're like, it got passed in Texas, so it got passed in Florida, and now potentially it's going to get passed an even more restrictive ban is going to get passed in Oklahoma.
It's just crazy because the thing is, like, we've talked about this before, but I feel like there should be some kind of like test for or some kind of course, maybe, you know. I know this is never going to happen. I'm just living in my own little utopian world, but like there should be. I think this could better the world if we put resources into providing courses for new parents, okay? People that are pregnant, in order for them to raise a child. What's crazy is I can't remember where I heard this, but I was like, this literally makes so much sense. Or it doesn't make sense. Basically, if you're like 16 years old, 17 years old, and you get pregnant, and you want to adopt, let's say you want to adopt a child, you can't do it when you're 16, 17. You'll probably not even do it when you're like early 20s or something. Okay, my assumption. Yeah. Because you have to go through they literally look at your entire
like your
life
income,
history,
your
everything about your life. They will fucking like look at literally everything, nitpick at every little thing, which I kind of understand to some degree. Yeah. Of course, if you're going to take in a child and raise that child, you know, be responsible for another human being that's about to be an adult, you need to have some level of responsibility. However, if it's your own child, nobody gives a fuck what you do as long they wait until something bad happens. And even then, usually not much is done.
That's true.
So to me, it's crazy. So if a 16-year-old that has literally no awareness of how to raise a child, and I'm not saying all teen moms are like, you know, like not able to raise a child. Obviously, there are obviously great teen moms out there. I understand that. But it's like, there's no checks and balances. There's no like, you know, but yet we have to force them to have a baby and raise that baby. Or I mean, they don't have to raise that baby, but you know what? Foster care system also overrun. So where are these people, you know, funding foster care? Where are these people wanting to support foster kids? Yeah,
but this is the whole point. It's like there's no like you said, like, and I'm pretty sure it's the same in the States. I know in Canada, it's extremely stringent and hard to do adoption. Like it's like a complicated process.
You have to be rich.
Exactly. You have to have a certain amount of money. You have to have all of this stuff. Yet they're saying, actually, if you're like 14, 15, 16, you can have a baby and do whatever you want. Or we're not going to do those same checks on you. We're just saying you can't abort. Like, you're not allowed.
Yeah. Like, you don't get a course on how to raise a kid properly. You don't get a course on anything. And I think everyone that is about to raise a baby should probably take some kind of course, like, you know, parenting course. I think that should be, you know, a requirement, because like there's so many fucked up kids out there. There's so many fucked up people that are raising more fucked up kids. And then it's like a fucking vicious cycle.
Well,
yeah.
And to your point as well, like you were saying about how like when families do have kids and they're like really abusive or all of this stuff, like they slip through the cracks because the social work system, and it's no fault necessarily of the social work system, but their caseload is insane.
Exactly.
So like they can't even like properly get kids out of those situations. Exactly. So like it's just a vicious, and yet you're saying, nope, it's okay. We don't, you just, you know, and then these kids actually do become, because of the like, you know, emotional abuse and all this stuff, then they become a problem in society.
Exactly.
You know, and of no fault of theirs, really. It's the way that they were raised. But because, you know, there's no other option for these people, it becomes this like vicious cycle. Like,
and then they have kids.
Yeah.
And there's no stopping it. All of these people are just having babies and y'all are worried, and that they're committing crimes. They're doing all kinds of shit, going to jail. Not all of them, but a lot of them are having issues, or they have some severe mental health issues, and they're just not raised properly. A lot of them. Yeah. And then what? Like, you're not going to fund any of that. You're not going to fund anything into, you know, education or birth control for women or anything like that. But instead, that's the only focus. Like, you can't have an abortion.
I know.
And now there's going to be more, you know, unsafe abortions happening.
That's the biggest thing. Is I was saying, like, it doesn't mean that the amount of abortions necessarily goes down. It means that people get into more risky situations where they'll do like a back alley freaking abortion where there's a risk of them like dying.
And
so
then, or maybe the foster care system's gonna get overrun. And there's a lot of issues in those systems as well. And it's just like so many issues. And of course, like, we're not saying, oh, abortions are fantastic, they're great, like we should, you know, like, I'm all for supporting programs that, you know, convince people not to have abortions, or will prevent people from, you know, having abortions or wanting, like, obviously people don't want to have abortions. Okay. But like, that's why I support, like, you know, sex education.
Sex education is so important.
And they don't even, that's the thing. These very Republican states, they don't even provide very good sex education. No. Because they're afraid of talking about it. They're very like, just don't have it, you know? Don't have sex.
Abstinence is key. And it's like, well, clearly if you're having
apparently really well.
Exactly. Clearly if you're having an abortion problem, abstinence is not.
Yeah, but they're just sinners, Daniel.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Just like all of us.
God damn. And I'd be the biggest sinner of all.
You as a homosexual.
They burn me when I get in that church.
Oh, God. It's actually so fucked. Like, I can't.
It is.
Like, I can't. And also, like, let's just also talk about the fact that, like, this is obviously like, in my opinion, it's a religious thing, right? Most of the time, people that are anti-abortion are like putting out the religious stuff.
That's the religious argument about it.
Listen, if you don't want to have an abortion, that's fine with me, okay? You raise your babies, like, do whatever you want. This is not about you, okay? People should have the freedom. People don't believe in the same religion as you, okay? I don't believe in your God, and, like, you know, maybe I'll burn in hell, but that's my choice. Yeah. Okay? So, like, leave people alone. I don't understand. Yeah. It's 2022. How are we having this conversation?
It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Honestly, it really is.
Like, how have we gone, like, full circle back to where we started? I don't understand. I've been hearing this name more often. Oh, she's, okay. I can't say her name. Ketanji Brown Jackson. I've been hearing her name a lot, and I think she's caused a little bit of like
controversy
because, you know, people be racist. So she's the first Black woman nominated to the Supreme Court, and yeah, I've heard like some people that are like really conservative saying like, oh, like, was she even? Does she even have? I can't, just saying racist shit basically, because I like, they don't say right, you know, straight up, oh, like, she's Black, blah blah blah, but
they'll say stuff
like, remember when like Obama was like, you know, running for president, and they were like, was he even born in the US? Like, shit that they would never ask of like a white person. Yeah. So they were saying shit like that about her. But anyway, I don't know anything about her, so I won't comment.
I did see one clip which has gone, well, I think it's like a little bit viral, but one of the other individuals was like questioning her. I guess she was like questioned by a bunch of people. Yeah. And one of the ladies was like, ma'am, can you give me the definition of a woman? And she was like asking Ketanji, and Ketanji's like, my job isn't to give like a definition of a word.
I think I saw that too.
My job is like to be impartial, and if there was a debate or if there was a dispute around the definition of a woman.
Yeah.
My job is to hear both sides of the argument.
Right.
And then figure out from the extent of the law which one is, you know what I mean? Like she was very pragmatic about it, right? Like she's very
like on the Supreme Court.
Exactly.
It will be potentially on the Supreme Court.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
I think that was the main. But anyway, I don't know
Okay.
too much about
We
her,
won't
so I
talk about
didn't
it
want to like
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys, so that was our
God damn.
story. Lots of stories. Some
Lots of stuff
interesting,
going
some
on.
sad, some fucked up.
Some real fucked up.
I want to know what you guys think of all of these stories.
Oh, God damn.
And I also want to know, most importantly, was it a hoax? I need to know.
About the Oscars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it a bit? Was it a hoax? Did I convince you that it was, or did I not convince you?
You didn't convince me.
I think I did, Daniel.
No, you put me on the fence, but you didn't convince me all the way.
I think I've convinced you quite a little bit off the edge, a little bit.
I'm still on the fence, one toe on each side.
Damn, you just won't admit that I had some good points.
You did have. I did admit you had good points, but yeah. Anyway, guys, please let us know if you're watching this episode on YouTube. Let us know what you thought in the comment section below. What camp are you on in terms of the Oscars? Was it fake? Was it not?
They're gonna
and
be like,
why?
Rose, you crazy?
They
You
will.
a conspiracy theorist.
You be all kinds of conspiracies coming through that head of yours. Yeah, so let us know. Give this episode a thumbs up if you liked it, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, whatever podcast platform you are listening to the podcast on, guys, don't forget to hit that follow. You should get updated as soon as there's a new episode, unless you're listening on Spotify, which apparently is not posting our new episodes lately. So no idea what's going on with that. Hopefully they get it fixed. And also, if you guys aren't already, check out our Patreon page, guys. It's patreon.com/the SaVeg podcast. Membership starts as low as $3 a month. That's right.
Very
I
low.
said it, $3.
And nowadays you can't get nothing for $3.
Exactly. It'd be cheap as hell. And then you get exclusive content, guys. A bonus episode every single month, where we get a little bit more raw, a little bit more intimate with the audience. Of course, we take requests. We get a little bit more engaged in there, and you get all of the episodes a week early, and ad free. All the content on there is ad free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening, guys, and we will talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.